Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this Tuesday morning. I hope everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend and everybody's ready to go back to work. I know you're excited about that. Let's get started with our weather, brought to us by Haney Technical Center. Right there on Baldwin is 77. The number is 767-5500. Got a great opportunity to take all kind of courses there to get rewarded a bit later on, and all kind of jobs you can do, from welding to boat repair. I got planes, working on planes now. You want to get a job at a new airport. There's all kind of things at Haney Technical Center. So take advantage of that. Now we're going to look at the high today is going to be 91, folks. This hot temperature continues. It's been hot all weekend. The morning is a little, best time if you can go fishing, go early in the morning and try to fish about 9 or 10. But it's going to be in the 90s a day, low tonight. See, the lows a week or two ago were down in the 60s, but now really the low tonight is going to be 72. Water temperature remains around 81 degrees. Okay, let's take a look at our tide chart. We don't have a lot of movement. This is Tuesday the 29th, and now we've gone down to we're getting close to neap tides here, especially today and tomorrow. We have a high tide at 10:45 and low at 1:10 a.m. this morning. I got a 0.4 range. Not a lot of movement there. This tide chart brought to us by Carl Vernon Marine Specialties for your docks and seawalls and any kind of things you need built along the water, boat houses or whatever, or some kind of little boat lift. Carl can take care of it. Okay? I take care of weather. Got two special guests here in the studios. We're going to come back with them right after this break.
Your vision is precious. If an emergency arises, you don't want to be sitting in a hospital waiting room. Accidents and injuries can happen outside of your workday. That's why our team of physicians provide emergency eye care to our patients anytime, day or night. You can count on your local experts in eye care to be there for you whenever you need us. The Eye Center of North Florida.
9 doctors, 1 vision, yours.
Come join the Panhandle Outdoors team. Beat the rush and stock up on our team shirts and hats in a wide variety of colors and sizes. For your convenience, we offer a Panhandle Outdoors shop at panhandleoutdoors.net. Simply visit our website and click shop.
You can also check out our selection at Sunjammers Water Sports on Panama City Beach. Come join the Panhandle Outdoors team.
Time. It takes time to shape a mower, to evolve it from great stock. As the leader in commercial mooring equipment, Exmark spent a lot of time designing the next Laser Z, honing it, testing it, perfecting it. Why would Exmark spend so much time crafting this mower? To make sure you spend less time mowing. Visit nextlaser.com or your local Exmark dealer.
Sweet Old Bob says see and save on all Exmark products today at Soul Tractor.
We are so lucky to live in North Florida. We have some of the best fresh and saltwater fishing in the world. My biggest problem is not catching fish, but trying to decide what kind of fish I want to catch. No matter what I'm after, I always stop at Sunjammers Water Sports first. They have just what I need: rods and reels, line, tackle, and most important, live bait. Yes, sir, we sure are lucky.
All right, welcome back and welcome to Familiar Faces. Matt Smith.
Coach, good morning.
Justin Lee.
Good to see you, Coach.
These are my boys from my class of 2000, and I want to take credit for everything they've done.
That's right.
Teaching them how to fish and all, but they welcome. I welcome them back always to anytime you want to come by. And I ran into Matt the other day and said, Matt, why don't y'all come by? Let's just spend the day talking about fishing. So we're gonna do it, and let's first of all let's catch up on what y'all been doing.
Been busy fishing.
Okay.
It has been a busy season. Generally, these couple weeks, before Memorial Day are going to be a slower time for us. But man, that leading up to Memorial Day has been very steady for us. We've really been happy with it.
So you're doing it full time now, Justin, and Matt, you're almost doing it full time.
I'm burning the candle at both ends. No complaints.
Okay.
Fortunate.
Well, what like I say, this has just been a window of time right before Memorial Day. Now, what have y'all been catching lately?
I would say on my end, we've been fishing the beach out there. decent number of tarpon starting to show up. Big schools of Jack Crevalles on the beach, which is something that is a little harder to target, but it's always a great bonus when we're out there. And lots of redfish on the beach too. I know they've been catching them on the pier also, but you can get out there and find these big schools of redfish on the beach. All the near shore wrecks, we've been catching obviously piles of snappers. Amberjacks, kings, Spanish, pretty much everything. That's the great thing about this time of year. Yeah, there's so many possibilities and different things to do right now.
And in the bay, it's been a really, really good early start. The thing that really blew me away this year was the bait. With the warm winter we had, it's just you hear people say either way, whether that being a positive or a negative, and that kind of warm winter kind of does affect the trout fishing and some of the redfish schooling like we usually like to fish for. But this year the bait early, into February, catching just beautiful baits, and so that really started the live bait fishing in the bay, kicked it off early, and catching some really nice trout. Seems to be a lot of flounder in the bay again this year, and it's just been good. Red fishing's still good. I think that's probably slow down a little bit this year as far as the shallow water red fishing, just because it's so warm already. But it's just been really good, and hoping maybe we'll get another month before it gets really, really, really hot. So
hopefully, it's pretty warm right now.
I know. I can imagine it getting much hotter than it is right now.
Justin's mom still teaches up there at Moser with me, so I run it every now and then, and she'll say you're taking sometimes a couple of trips a day.
Oh yeah, so we have been. We've been doubling up a lot of days.
So what's your morning trip? What do y'all do? What time does it go?
Generally, if I do 2 in a day like that, there's usually bay boat trips where we're live bait fishing. And so when we're doing that, the time of day is not as big of an issue. We can get them to bite a live bait most of the time during the day. And but as far as the artificials, fishing top waters or fly fishing, stuff like that, those are usually full day trips. I only run one of those a day. So it works out good where you can fish all through the day.
You get quite a few people interested in fly fishing.
Definitely.
A lot of people are doing that.
When I was first getting started, it was hard to kind of get people to go down that road. But I tell you what, the guys that I got started in it are coming back, and we're really starting to it's becoming more popular. I have a feeling it's going to be like the kayak fishing. It's going to keep gaining popularity, and it's really starting to pick up.
Well, that's good. What's your main target? Is Spanish, or just
now? During the earlier spring, it would be redfish. We do a lot of red fishing with the flies, and from now on out to the summer, it'll be mostly just tarpon fishing. But the Spanish mackerel is got to be the great introduction to fly fishing. Whenever I have a newer angler that's trying to kind of learn it, that's usually what we do is Spanish.
That's good.
We've got a guy coming down from Birmingham Saturday morning, and we're going to fly fish for redfish in the bay. And it's this time of year it can be challenging with the full tide in the morning and trying to sight fish, but it's all about the challenge and getting out there, seeing the fish, and just having the opportunity. So it's one of those things where it's a little bit different mindset going in using the fly rod, but it's a lot of fun.
And you're tying your own flies? I know y'all, even in high school, they were tying flies in high school. In fact, I had them come up and demonstrate to the class. So
I know we got to get back up there and do some of that again.
We'll do that. We'll love to have you back up there. I don't know if these students I got now can tie. They have trouble tying the shoes. But what particular colors do y'all like? Any particular colors y'all that are hot now?
I'd say in the bay, red fishing, we use a lot of shrimp colors, a lot of tans, gold. Gold. Tan and gold is going to be a great redfish color. And then out there on the beach, any lighter colors. We are blessed to have some beautiful gin clear water here. And any, dark colors in that real clear water, are not natural looking. So we fish a lot of light tan, chartreuse, white, a lot of lighter colors.
In the bay, if you're on a grass flat or, in and around that sand, and you put a fly in the water and it goes down 2 feet and you can still see it, just plain as day, it's just too bold. You want something that really blends in. And people say, well, how do the fish see it? And that in their world, underwater, you know, they can see the slightest movement, and so you just want to stay towards those natural hues.
That's a good point. That's a good point right there. So you want to sort of disappear.
That's right. Now, if you know, like the rains that we've had, you get some of that tannic, you know, your water starts to get tea-colored, or you get in a muddy situation, which you want to try to avoid if you can. You might want to go to a more solid color, something to stand out a little better.
A darker silhouette like that.
Okay, we're going to take our break. We're going to come back with some fishing tips from these two expert guides, okay?
Panama City Beach is known as one of the top dive destinations in Florida. Divers Den offers daily dive charters that can accommodate up to 13 divers. Our boat captain is U.S. Coast Guard certified and a PADI dive instructor. We have trained professionals who offer a variety of scuba certifications. Come see us at our 2 locations on Thomas Drive and Tyndall Parkway.
When you're looking for sales, parts, and service for your outboard, all in one location, you're looking for BJ's Marine. You're authorized Tohatsu and Nissan dealer. BJ's Marine does it all. They have outboard parts and a service center and used motor sales too. Tohatsu, reliable, dependable, fuel efficient, and lightweight. Tohatsu Outboards, technology for the next generation. BJ's Marine, 1317 Transmitter Road since 1991.
Steel, the #1 selling brand of handheld outdoor power equipment in America.
Create a custom yard care system with the Steel Combi System. Edge, trim, prune, and more.
Buy a KM55R Combi motor for just $209.95 and get a pair of hearing protectors and safety glasses for just $15.
Start easier, work smarter, finish faster with Steel, #1 in America.
Guido Bob says see and save today and every day on all Steel outdoor products at Soul Tractor.
When you stop by Blue Water Outriggers, you will find everything for your outdoor adventure. Stock up on all your favorite brands and shop for some of the latest outdoor gear and accessories. You can also shop online and have your orders delivered straight to your home. Our flagship store is nestled right off of Highway 98 in the Port City Shopping Center, just steps away from the Port St. Joe Marina. You will love our selection, our prices, and our friendly service.
Okay, welcome back. So here with Matt and Justin, two of my all-time favorite students I've had, and we're going to do some fishing this summer, aren't we, boys?
That's right. We're going to do some video.
We're going to do it. We keep saying that, and you get in.
School will be out. School will be out shortly, and we're going to get tied up. I want to film some of y'all doing some of this and make some shows out of it. But we, we're talking about fishing. It stays simple and basic, but yet. The fishing changes so much. And years ago, no one had thought about fly fishing for Spanish and tarpon and all. And now, we were talking about it off air a while ago, electronics have added so much to make you a better outdoorsman and in particular a better fisherman. What are some of the things y'all use?
The thing we were just talking about is most people have a smartphone now. And with everybody having a smartphone in their hands, I think a lot of people don't realize the potential of that as an outdoorsman. And we have so many different apps that help us from day to day, which I know you give the tides every day. But if you want to look out in the future and see what the tide's going to do, the coming up weekend or 2 weeks from now, or even further out than that. There's apps for tide charts, and I look at those every day. And Navionics has an app, which is an app you have to buy, but it'll turn your phone into a full functioning chart plotter. And you might say, well, I already have a chart plotter on my boat. Why would I need that? Well, if you're offshore or in the fog or something like that, and you got to have it, and it doesn't turn on, or if you're jumping on somebody else's boat, you can have all your waypoints and stuff stored right there, and it works just like a regular chart plotter. It's a great backup.
Yeah, very, very handy. And a lot of times, if I get a call and somebody wants to book a trip, say a month ahead of time, I'll just ask them, let me call them back. I can go through, scroll a month ahead of time, look at the tide, decide, when I think the best time for us to fish, call them right back. And so everything's instantaneous. The weather, the radar. Having all of that in the palm of your hand everywhere you go, it's incredible, and you take it for granted. You think back a few years ago and trying to plan weather and look at had 3 or 4 places you had to look to get all this information. Now it's right here. It's a huge advantage.
what we're saying, don't resist the technology.
Don't resist.
No.
Yeah, you won't be sorry.
And the older people are, the more they resist it. But I've had to embrace it myself and being in teaching and all. And I'm glad I have, because it really kept me up with a lot of stuff. And I have friends who said, I don't want to do any of that stuff, but they're missing out on it.
It's incredible technology. It really is. That's huge. And I had a fellow on the boat one afternoon last week, and he had been fishing for 40, 50 years, and he just started looking around. He was looking at the tackle. He was looking at my electronics. Started looking around, and he just kind of went on and on about how much the equipment had changed, how far it had advanced, and you don't think about that when you're around it every day. But for something, from his perspective, and so I just got to thinking about the lines that we use, the braided line. I mean, I don't have a rod with monofilament on my boat. I don't fish monofilament. Every now and then I use it for a leader material maybe, but the fluorocarbon, the hooks, the chemically sharpened hooks that we use. I mean, it's just. Is so much as advanced, and if you're not, like a lot of things, if you're not in it doing this all the time, it's a little overwhelming, because there is so much stuff out there on the market. And just use other people that may be around it for a resource, and get some advice and point you in the right direction.
We know we're talking about looking at the weather a while ago on the radar and all. We've always talked about as a fishing tip. A lot of times a storm's coming in and all. How does that affect y'all's fishing and all? Does it pick it up? Or
a lot of times that light will turn on as that front approaches.
Somebody call, and they'll call right before the trip and say, well, what about this rain coming? I say, I hope it does. It's going to cool things down. We'll get a little breeze. We'll get some cloud cover, and fish probably bite a little bit better.
Get the water a little bit choppy.
Don't want to risk safety by any means. And most of the time with that phone, with that technology, you can see it coming ahead of time. A lot of times in the bay, you can dodge and kind of hop around, and rain showers, thunderstorms, not to worry at all.
And we always talk about, every guest I have that fishes a lot, we always talk about this, the incoming tide, outgoing tide, strong tide, neap tides and all. Now y'all out there almost every day. What are y'all feelings on it?
I like a falling tide.
I like a falling tide.
A matter of fact, doing some scouting right now for the IFA redfish tournament next month in June 23rd. Tides are more or less the same this week than as they will be for that tournament, and we're going to have basically a fairly subtle incoming tide all day right up till tournament day. So we're not going to get that falling tide, which I like to fish, and. It makes it tough. I think anytime you have more water, that gives fish more places to go. I don't always feel like the incoming tide is more subtle. The current's not as strong. Fish don't feed as hard. But at the end of the day, just like with this tournament, you've got to adjust to those conditions and and make the adjustments and be able to still catch fish. But I like falling tide, especially in the heat. No doubt at all. I mean, any moving water is better than none.
Right.
I'd rather fish a strong incoming tide than the top of the tide when it's not moving. But definitely, I'd rather fish at fall. And it's kind of harder because during the summer, generally our falling tides are going to be in the afternoons. But for the guy that gets off work at 5 o'clock, hey, during the summertime, the days are a lot longer. You still got a lot of daylight. It's definitely worth jumping out for an afternoon.
Well, we went the other afternoon, Scott Lindsay and I. In fact, you met us at the boat ramp there, and we didn't get out there to 4 something, and we're actually close to 5. And had a great couple hours of fishing.
That's the nice thing about these days getting longer is you can do those afternoon and evening trips, and get started late enough to where the heat of the day, you kind of pass the hottest part of the day and then fish into the evening, and with that good falling tide in the afternoon, very good opportunity.
Now, you guys, I remember when y'all were younger, we used to talk about top water fishing a lot. Are y'all still doing a lot of top water plugs?
Well, when you can now. The first thing I've noticed this year is we've already got a lot of grass. Already got a lot of grass floated.
The June grass.
The June grass.
and
I had 2 guys on the boat the other day, and that's really what they wanted to do. And the grass just didn't really let us do what fish the way we wanted. And then these winds. We've had these afternoon winds pick up, and it blows. And a lot of the places I was wanting to fish, it just had blown that grass in there in big lines, and you just can't do much in that. But when possible, absolutely. It's nothing like seeing a redfish come up and.
Are you going to do much of it on your boat now, Justin?
Oh, yeah. We do a lot of topwater fishing, too.
And the same situation with Okay, we're going to take our final break, and we'll come back. We're just talking fishing today, sitting here with Matt and Justin, and he's been a whole day on fishing and get some good tips from these two guys who catch a lot of fish. We'll be right back.
On the water or under the water, success starts at C&G Sporting Goods. C&G specializes in fresh and saltwater fishing tackle, floundering supplies, spearfishing equipment, and much, much more. C&G also has licenses, maps, and expert advice on where to go. For over 59 years, C&G Sporting Goods has been the headquarters for the outdoors man. Fishing, hunting, camping, guns, and ammo. They've got it all. C&G, home of the experts, downtown Panama City.
When you need to get the job done, nothing beats the reliability, efficiency, and value of a Kubota. And right now, during Kubota Rewards, take advantage of 0 down and 0% APR for up to 60 months on new Kubota garden tractors, compact tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles. It pays to own orange. See your Kubota dealer today.
See and save on all Kubota tractors and equipment at Sowell Tractor today.
My name's Captain Rick Corley. I'm a SAMS accredited Marine Surveyor, NAM certified Marine Surveyor, and IAME certified Marine Investigator. Been surveying since 1969. Was taught by my father, who is the oldest, longest practicing Marine Surveyor in the world. We do all types of survey, commercial or pleasure. Steel, aluminum, fiberglass, wood, makes no difference. Give us a call at 850-527-5287 or visit us online. We'd appreciate your business.
Are you still waiting to do something with your IRA, 401k, annuities, or other investments?
My dad has an economics degree from Vanderbilt University, and he helped me with my homework. A lot of people call themselves financial planners, but my dad passed a board exam to be a certified financial planner. He's fair, easy to talk to, and he spends a lot of time with me.
To my existing clients, thank you for your friendship and loyalty through these uncertain times. And to everyone else, don't wait until it's too late. Call me today, and let's see if I can help.
Okay, welcome back, folks. In here with Matt and Justin and talking fishing, and hoping you get some good information from it.
Time's flying as usual.
I know. You know, we used to come on a lot, and we're always amazed how quick this time flies by.
It does.
First, let's take a look at Express Lane Fishing Game Forecast for today. We're looking at this morning from 8:15 a.m. to 10:15, and then tonight from 9:10 to 11:10. Brought to us by Express Lane, American-owned and American-operated.
And Coach, I want to personally thank the Lewis family for putting the latest, greatest express lane up there at Highway 388 and 79 there in West Bay. That's kind of my backyard there. And
yeah, you do a lot of working and moving out there.
Much needed, yep. And be able to, fish in the morning, pull out, go get my gas and a Subway or a piece of pizza and do all that. That's something that's been needed for a long time, and I'm excited about it.
Well, we're talking about changing times. Back in, they used to have a old general store there, and they would have maybe a pickle.
Yeah, that's right.
Now you got such a choice with the Express Lane.
It's a big deal.
That is a nice one. I passed by the other day. It's really big and a lot of room in there.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get back and go from eating to fishing. Y'all haven't changed a bit, have you? Y'all always want to talk about eating.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. A lot of our audience, they target redfish and speckled trout and flounder. Okay, and that's I guess the Southport Slam or whatever.
Absolutely. That's right.
But
the good eating slam.
Yeah, really good eating. So if our viewing audience wanted, let's say this weekend, go target some any of those species, what would y'all tell them to do?
Well, first as far as just fishing on the flats with the tide we've got this morning, we're going to have, I would definitely recommend first thing in the morning, early, because once you get up to about midday, that tide flattens out. It's going to slow down. So that early start, or old saying, the early bird gets the worm. You definitely want to get out. And first thing in the morning, especially on trout, top water. That's your usually the first 2 hours of daylight if you want to throw the top water. And then as that sun starts to come up, especially as that tide starts to slow, I would move out deeper and fish anywhere around where the grass and sand start to mix. Those trout like to get in those potholes and out where the grass flat turns to sand, and you can stay right out over that. And I know a lot of people, I don't fish a popping cork too much, but a lot of people do, and catch a lot of trout. You catch a lot of numbers of trout that way.
And there's starting to be, I tell you what, up in West Bay, there's starting to be some better size of trout. Earlier on this year, when they first started moving back out on the flats, it was, just tons of very short fish. But you can go out there pretty much anywhere in the bay right now. If you get in 4, 5, 6 foot of water, over some good grass, like Matt was saying, maybe some broken bottom, some potholes in it, along the edge where the grass hits the sand. They love an edge like that. But, they'll pop and cork, some kind of suspended lure, soft plastic on a jig head. Later, after that early morning bite, you do something like that, you can catch some good numbers of trout, and a lot of them are going to be keeper-sized fish now.
When you go in top water, now I've always liked that bone colored. What color do y'all like to go?
That's one of those. That's something we could spend another show on talking about. I think a lot of days it's not a huge factor. I really believe that a lot of that is a reaction strike, especially first thing in the morning. You're fishing up around the grass. I think he just sees that as a bait and hits it. But I always have liked in clear water. It goes back to my days of doing all the bass fishing. If I'm in clear water, I like more translucent colors, something more natural. If I was up in a bayou somewhere like that where I have darker water, I'd be more likely to throw that bone color or even a black. I think
as far as color goes, I think that's a very small percentage of the what gets you a bite. I think being in the, the 90% of the fish live in 10% of the water. I think if you're in the right water, that's a bigger part of it. And I don't know if a lot of times if you see a picture of someone with the sun shining to their back, it kind of silhouettes them and you can't really see it. But I think that's what the fish see with the top water a lot.
That's a good analogy.
I think the sun shines down on it, and I think they see the silhouette of it. And I know I've seen a lot of video back in my more bill fishing days, a lot of underwater video of lures in the water, and you can't see the color at all. You see a good silhouette of it, but so I think I wouldn't be get stuck up on the color.
And part of, I think, what makes topwater so effective is just being able to cover water. You take that out there. You don't have to fish it necessarily slow. You're trying to get that bait out in as many areas and get in front of as many fish as possible.
What pound test line y'all use in the bay roughly?
10-pound power bro.
That's what I like, 10-pound power bro.
We fish braided line only now.
That's it.
What kind of leader do y'all?
I like a 15.
15?
I usually use 15 or 20 pound fluorocarbon.
Okay.
And while we talked about that's pretty universal for trout and redfish, and then for your flounder, any kind of sand hole or out on a sand edge, and you just got to really slow down. Flounder fishing, you've got to just kind of necessarily say, I want to fish for flounder, and get out and either throw a weighted jig head with anything with gulp, any kind of soft plastic, fish it slow and real deliberately, or get out there and drag a live bait with a lead line, little leader, and drag around a bull minnow, any kind of live bait you can get to the bottom. It's funny how those fish bunch up. You can fish a long way and a lot of times not get a bite. You hit one little place and catch all you need. So
those customers just are smiling.
That's right. That's right.
I said, that captain does know what he's talking about.
How'd you know those were down there? Well, I just had a hunch.
Fellas, we're about running out of time.
Well, Coach, as always.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Justin, I know you got a full plate. You got 2 kids, and
that's right.
And you having to balance all being a dad and a husband and fishing a lot. So
it is. I try to catch me a quick nap when I get in.
And semi-professional softball player. He's got that career, and
I think I'm retired.
That's full plate.
Yeah.
Fellas, as always, great to have y'all.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate you folks watching the show. Hope you got a lot of good information today. Do something good for somebody, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.